Today, I've got a pretty awkward topic. I don't like doing this. I know some of you might be cynical, but since I've only done a couple of them, ever, maybe it's okay. Today, I'm going to be talking about Patreon, and really, I'm doing this out of necessity. It's not to earn a quick buck or stack money on top of whatever you presume I already have. I'm doing this because things are really kind of dire. I appreciate that a video just about me and my finances and Patreon is not going to be interesting to the vast majority of you, and I totally respect if you want to click off. But I would really like you guys to give me a shot and just listen, because this isn't some big pity party. This is hopefully stuff that you'll be enthusiastic about. Now, if you missed my channel update the other day, you will have missed out hearing that pretty much over the past 4 years, particularly the past 2 years, I haven't really done much to grow the channel, and in particular, I've lost masses of money. Patreon in particular has been on a very steep decline for a long time now. In fact, I did give you a little screenshot, I guess I'll put it on screen now, just this January, where I've actually been working really hard. You just won't see the videos until February continues going along. In just January of this year, I lost $230, which is a very significant proportion of what I actually have to live on. When I look back at the fullness of Patreon and my best months, which were a long time ago now, I'm actually at half and rapidly. I mean, if January is the same as February, it's going to be really terrible. I'm like half of where I was when Patreon was doing okay, and I'd kind of started out with a lot of it. It kind of peaked a bit after I'd started. But so, I've halved my money. If you guys think about what that would feel like in any job that you're working, yeah, it's not good. Again, I don't want this to be a pity party, but there have been some other expenses too. The Google Drive I host, and I'll be talking about very soon on Patreon in an exciting way, got a lot more expensive, I think it was last year. The rent that I pay, where I actually chose to live, was based, and I was conservative with it, on some of those better Patreon days, and now I'm less than half of that, so that's quite scary. In the channel update video, I talked about how ArenaNet aren't doing Guild Wars 2 expansions anymore, so one of the main things that I thought would be a part of my life, and that's the affiliate links and actually being able to enjoy those new expansions, isn't happening, and there's all these fears about what ArenaNet might do next. So there's a lot of stuff getting heaped on right here, right now, that is scary, and I have to turn around. So the rest of this video will ignore my dire situation. Again, you can check out the channel update if you'd like more details on that and what I'm doing in terms of content. I just want to talk about Patreon incentives. I've had a real sit down over this week and a good think about how I'm running the website and how I want to improve it, particularly over how it used to be. So let's run in on that. Hopefully this will all seem very cool. And if at any point in this video or in the upcoming videos you think I've done something good, please just consider checking it out. Whether that's someone who has left, right, one of the many people who have left or have dropped what they're supporting massively, or whether it's someone totally new that hopefully I can encourage. I mean, when I really look at my channel at about 150,000 potential people, not that they're all currently watching at the moment every single video, but from that potential selection of people, I have 200 of them on Patreon, and many are just doing $1 or something. So I think I can do Patreon a lot better, and here is what I have come up with. Some of it's existing ideas, but they're just implemented better now, I promise. So point number one, and the really big thing really, is the Google Drive. So when I started Patreon, I set up this Google Drive, and the idea was that you could access my videos on there that would be advertisement free, higher quality, and where possible, early. If you supported me, you got access to a lot of stuff, and there's even exclusive content on the Drive too, stuff you won't find anywhere else, like a behind the scenes series and a world building series and some old LPs that never went anywhere. Specifically though, I think the biggest value of this is getting the content early, and that's what I want to focus on here. In the past, I couldn't always do early videos if it's a time-sensitive thing, if it's under an NDA or whatever, I can't post it early for people there. But if I batch lots of stuff out, then yeah, I could put it up. It just so happens the past few years, I haven't really been doing many of that more long-form gameplay kind of stuff where I can do batches. So the drive really hasn't been updated much. In fact, I've been pathetic with it, really bad with it. And so it's really not been the value that I thought it was going to be, and that's mostly my fault. I actually lowered the price of the drive in the hope that more people would look at it, but all it did was just cut my income and that's it. And now I feel scared to bump it back up. So I'm not bumping the price back up. But since over the new year, as I said in the channel update, I'm going back to doing a lot of those long form things, you suddenly get massive value out of the drive. No one really looks at it at the moment, none of you. And the reason I know that is because for the past week or so, there have been 30 videos that you could watch, which are loads of my February uploads, ready there for anyone to just click on and watch and wait. And not a single soul has noticed it or mentioned it to me. You can watch my entire arena playthrough. You can watch all the Living World Season 2 stuff on there. You can watch several other videos that I have planned and a lot of the stuff that I produced in January. It's all just there, sitting there, and no one's looked at it. So basically things are going to be looking really up for the drive. What I did was took a bit of a hit here in January. I still uploaded videos and did every single stream, but I worked my arse off a month in advance. So now, as February goes forwards, I'm making all the March stuff, and then they'll all get bulked up. What that means is when you're watching any of my content coming up, if you feel like, oh, I really want to get to the next part, I want to see the next thing, it will be there on the drive a month in advance. Like tons of videos a whole month early. And next month, the month after that will be there. And the next month, the month after that. So anyone who really likes to binge watch and doesn't want to wait for the slow drip that will be on the main channel, and I still care about the main channel, obviously. I'm not going to make it really painful for people who are just regular watchers. But if you want to binge them, the drive will be there for you and much better. I've got it set up as one of my home pages that I will always be able to see, and I've generally been a lot cleaner with it. The main difference is that I'm doing a much more simple like drag and drop process to get everything bulked up there, and the file names won't be so great, right? They will be very work in progress file names, but you know, you can deal with that. It's just there on the drive and you can see, oh, this is the next episode, this is the next one. It's not like I really need to waste time setting up SEO and thumbnails and all that nonsense for a private drive people are using. So yeah, that's how that's going to be going forwards, and I hope that sounds exciting to people. Obviously, if you do watch something in a big batch, then it means you kind of tune out for a long time. But I will note, not every single video will be early, because as I mentioned in my channel update video, while I have my main objectives of the day, I do have space just in case there's something new that comes up, right? Some big news about Guild Wars that suddenly appears while I'm in the middle of February, well, I'll do a new video right then and there. Not every single video I ever make ever again is going to be like, made a month in advance. There's still going to be a ton of stuff that wasn't made a month in advance. It's made to react to the times, right? News is news. You can only do it at a certain time. So all those kinds of things, you know, the drive really doesn't matter so much for, and you might not see them go up on there, but everything else and the stuff I really care about and really want you guys to care about, that will all be there, and so I think that things will go a lot better. I've cleaned out the folders on there so it's easier to navigate the exclusive content and what I'm actually posting and where and why, and yeah, I haven't removed any content either. As I already mentioned, the storage capacity that I pay for got really pricey last year, and I was kind of at a crossroads. Do I kill a ton of content on the drive and just pay less? Or do I pay for the current thing I'm at and then keep getting space? And I went for the second of those. If I'd realized how bad money was getting, I probably wouldn't have made that decision. But this is the world I'm in right now, so I'll leave it. Everything is there right now, and I really hope people go for it. So there is another change to the drive as well, and that is the access to it. So the way you get access is if you go to Patreon and you hit that tier, and this is for like significant contributors. You send me an email address, and if you send me anything that's like not a Gmail address, we have to do this whole annoying back and forth where I verify you've got it, and then I send a response, and then you don't respond for like a week, and then you send a response, and I don't respond for like a week, and it's annoying, right? So what I eventually did with the drive was I said, look, if you've ever been there on Patreon, you just get it forever, because I can't be bothered with verifying this and messing it around. It's going to be really annoying. Going forward, I don't think that's very smart or adult, so what I'm doing instead is year-long access. If you pledge and you join Patreon at that tier and you get access, you will have it the whole year. You will have it until the end of this year, and at the end of December, I revoke everyone's access, and then we all sign up for it again or whatever, right? That's the way that I'm going to do it, like in year kind of thing. So you only have to help me out 1 month, and you can have the drive for that long if you'd really want. I really hope you don't just do 1 month, because the idea of Patreon is to get a sense of what the hell my earnings level is. But in this way, it's not so messy. That also does mean to any people who have signed up in the past, like maybe 3 years ago, you signed up, I gave you access and you still have it, so now you don't give anything or do anything. Everyone's losing their access right now, so please, if you are listening to my voice right now and thinking, oh, I support WP on Patreon, and there probably will be a couple of you listening in that situation, you're going to have to resend me a DM on Patreon, and I will respond and give you the thing. Now, that's also a thing I fell apart with in the most recent couple of years. People might join to Patreon, they'd send me that DM, and I wouldn't see it. I've set up my email notifications better now. I've homepaged the Patreon message screen. So every day when I turn on my browser and when I see my emails and when things are coming through, I will see that those messages are there, and I will be able to give you access. So that's the drive. And I really don't think there's too much to go on about there. But let's talk about messages on Patreon again. So looking over on the website, I did notice that several of you have like made threads. There's like forum capacity on there. There's like an idea that you're meant to be posting on Patreon, and I get DMs that I miss. And then people get really disgruntled and really upset. I want to be very clear to people how I want to run this page and how I have been running this page. Look, my first priority is to the content everyone can see. All right. My first priority is to growing the YouTube channel itself and the Twitch streams, I suppose, at the end of the day, though I'm extremely casual about that stuff. My point is, I don't really like the idea of spending not just significant time, but any time really focusing just on this like exclusive little paywalled area of my community. A lot of people do that on Patreon. They're like, oh, sign up for Patreon and you get into this exclusive little club where you get to talk to me. I really don't like stuff like that. I'm probably a bit too introverted for stuff like that, and I just think it's weird. So listen, I really want to actively disencourage you guys from viewing that Patreon page as a place to get in touch with me and to like hold the community. We have the Discord, and I'm very proud of the YouTube comments, right? I've always been very careful about culling away toxic nonsense, dumb stuff from the YouTube comments. I think they're genuinely pleasant places to be. I think the Twitch stream is genuinely a pleasant place to be. The Discord community is a genuinely pleasant place to be. I'm responsive on Twitter as well. You have so many places to interact with this community and to interact with me that everyone is allowed to be in. Now, as far as the Discord itself is concerned, if you do join my Patreon, you get like that little flair, and I think there is a little lounge in there, but it doesn't make you a priority in terms of like communication and stuff. I'm really sorry. I know that you would expect that from some content creators, but that is just an icky line to me that I'm not really that interested in. And so that's how I've always treated it. I've always been very hands-off with like using those little message boards. I had a look through it today and I saw a lot of disappointed people over the years saying, look, I'm leaving because you're not talking to me here. That is not something that I'm really doing, and I just want you guys to understand my viewpoint on that. Hopefully you can respect it. I want to be equally as accessible to pretty much everyone, not just the people that are really supporting me. So, that rant aside, which probably should have been left out of the video where I'm trying to encourage you all to go to Patreon. But hey, let's talk now about Super Q&As. Super Q&As do kind of exist outside of what I just said. You guys may remember this. I hope you do. When I set the website up, I did tell you that I would do special questions and answers videos called Super Q&As, and they were just from the Patreon people. And you could send me a whole wall of text, and what I would do is answer your question, but it would be in a YouTube video. So everyone gets the content, right? And that's the idea. And you have a near guaranteed chance of getting an answer, whether it's something personal, whether it's about Guild Wars, whether it's about another game, anything, right? That was the idea of the Super Q&As. When I set up the Super Q&A idea, it was before I was really streaming so much. And what my plan was to do weekly Q&As again. Way back earlier on the channel, I used to do lots of Q&As. And I'd do like a Q&A and then a Super Q&A and then a Q&A and then a Super Q&A. And that was an okay plan, and it was working a bit. But when I started streaming, guys, literally every day, I'm basically doing a questions and answers for like 2 hours. That's what those streams are. People aren't really interested in watching Guild Wars or anything, really. They just want to communicate, and they just want to ask questions and spur discussion. So my enthusiasm for doing both regular Q&As and supers completely died, let alone at a weekly schedule. And then, like a moron, instead of really assessing what was going on, I just kind of let it slip and didn't really do them much. So here's my pledge to you. I am going to do one every month Super Q&A. The entire month on Patreon, there will be a post for anyone who joins. The drive is for bigger pledges, which I really hope as many of you consider as possible. But if you just literally want to throw a couple of pennies at me, then this is something you will get, all right? The Super Q&A gives you an opportunity to ask me questions that I will endeavor to answer. And one video a month, I can easily do that. Seriously, especially with the way that I've got everything set up, as I explained in the channel update before. So Super Q&As are coming back, and you will have that opportunity to get on my main videos themselves on YouTube. It will be your name there, your question there, and me responding to you as best I can, and we will be going forward with those. Try to make them a little bit different to the stuff I answer on Twitch, and I think it will be really worthwhile for both things. They won't like conflict with each other whatsoever. So that's another change. Next change is something I'm actually removing, and now that's the idea of audio podcasts. When I set the Patreon stuff up, I had this idea that I could split render stuff out where I do just an audio version and dump it on the drive, and then I do a regular version for the YouTube videos. Well, this has been way more of a pain than it's worth. A lot of people didn't like the formats I used, even though I changed them multiple times. The idea that you'd get them early, again, really didn't work for the same reasons that the rest of the drive stuff wasn't working. I suppose that would be improved now, but who wants to watch a Let's Play in just audio format, right? Or any kind of gameplay series in audio format. It just doesn't work. And the micromanagement, because I gave you the audio podcasts like at a very, very cheap tier, the micromanagement of like assigning this to everyone was insane. It was a real drag. And again, it just kind of fell by the wayside. I don't think it's that relevant. I'm perfectly content and happy for you guys to watch my YouTube videos, download them yourself. You know, you don't watch the advertisement or whatever in that situation. I really don't mind, okay? There's not many of us. So just download the video and rip the audio out if you're so enthusiastic. It would have been more consistent to do that anyway. So the whole idea of the audio podcast, I'm kind of just dropping. I think it's the healthier way to do things, and I can focus on what's important. So yeah, and believe me, no one was taking advantage of this. It just wasn't being maintained well enough. And so that's about it, really, except that the YouTube videos themselves, I'm going to go into a phase where I plug Patreon a bit more. And I don't like this. Again, I don't even like doing this video. I want you guys to just watch it and be like, that guy's cool. Maybe I'll throw him $1 or something. That's what I want it to be. But I think it is a bit stupid that, for example, most of my descriptions have been plugging the Get POF thing, even though I get, like, nothing from that. You only get stuff from that when the expansion really comes out. So I'm going to, like, make Patreon more prominent. It might appear in the comments sometimes. I'll feel a bit sick if I end up shilling Patreon every time I leave a comment in a YouTube video. But maybe I'll end up doing that. And maybe as well there could be visual elements on screen. I haven't actually set this up yet, but I think that that would be a really good idea. I definitely don't want to compromise the commentary on any video. I don't want it to be like, hi guys, welcome to a new video. Before we get started today, I'd like to remind you of Patreon and the Google Drive. Can you imagine listening to that every single time? I mean, that's how people conduct themselves, and I'm sure it earns them money. I don't want to. I feel bad about it. And maybe, you know, you could do it at the end, but I'll do it as like visual elements if I can. I still really like the idea of doing a credits screen where like big supporters get on there. Maybe I could add another tier above the drive. And if you're in that tier, you get your name and your face or whatever in the credits of each video if people like that idea. I mean, we'll see. These are things that I kind of have to compromise my integrity on, but needs must, I guess. So we will be seeing changes to that, and I just wanted to warn you guys going forwards. I'm not sure how many of you care as much about this stuff as I care about this stuff, but I do. So we'll see what we've got. That's the Patreon update. That's how I'm looking to go forwards. Really, I think the biggest value is about the drive. But as a reminder, even though I've just spent 20 minutes talking about perks you can get, the spirit of Patreon really is like more of a charitable thing. It's like, hey, do you want this guy to be able to pay his rent and eat and make more videos for you and spend more time on those videos instead of having to get a part-time job? Well, if yes, you can go to Patreon. The perks are supposed to be like a bonus on top. And I'm trying my best to make them a really good bonus, and because I don't like the idea of being a charity case, but that is kind of the spirit of the website, and it might be worth reminding to people. So that's it, really. Please do feel free to check it out. If not today, all right, and I get it. What have I given you? Maybe not enough, right? Just think in the stuff going up through February, which I really think will impress you, and March going forwards, if at any point you're like, okay, this was actually pretty good, please do just remember, and hopefully I'll have it in somewhere obvious for you. As to everyone else who might already be on there, maybe if you can remind people in the comments sometimes that videos are early, if they wish that uploads were coming quicker or something like that. I don't know, man. And aside from that, really, if I want to do a big turnaround and grow and doing interesting things through the 2020s, the rest of it is just making good videos and hoping that people talk to their friends about them and link stuff. That's really the only other big way that you can help. For now, I'd just like to turn around the fact that I've halved my income and things are getting worse. If I can, by the end of the year, just get back to where I was, then that's already a huge victory. So that's it. Thank you, guys. I really, really appreciate everything, especially if you've listened to the end of this. You've shown yourself to be quite an empathetic person, probably more so than myself even. And enough rambling about me. That's 2 videos of rambling about me now. We can get to the actual stuff. So see you guys for a very exciting February, March, and beyond. Take it easy, guys, and let me know what you think in the comments. See you next time.